The most valuable commodity I know of is information. Wouldn't you agree?
I'm jacked.
I'm jacked to the tits!
Hi there guys and girls, welcome back into another session. Hope everyone is having a brilliant start to the week. A little bit of a week off for myself last week, so straight back to it now into the market, and let's have a look at what's going on. Today we're going to have a look at Big Boy Bitcoin, see where it's come from, where it's going as always, some levels to look at. Have we got any bid? I feel we need some, to be honest. And we're going to have a look at Sol and ETH as well. Interesting couple of charts from those two. Yeah, yesterday a little bit of volatility, wasn't there? Order books were a little bit like this, to be honest. Yeah, it was madness. I did quite well myself yesterday and avoided all this chop in the start of the US session. Kind of stuck to my plan, to be honest. I didn't want to bid any lows yesterday. I just didn't feel the demand was enough, to be honest. Was happy if we dropped a lot lower, okay? And what am I talking about? Kind of 55k region, really, but we'll have a look at that. But yeah, yesterday morning, back to it this week. BTC with a cheeky swing failure pattern move this weekend into supply at 61k. Missed that myself. There's no demand here, really, and what I'm talking about is big order blocks. Until 55k, we can see that on Binance, we can see that on Coinbase Pro. Plan yesterday, rise into the US session and short, or wait for demand. Really, really easy. Lots of alts showing demand. Okay, but watch out for those low liquidity coins. As always, they can really stretch out those demand zones, especially if Bitcoin is dropping as well. So, Big Boy Bitcoin, this was yesterday, a little bit later on in the day. Big Boy Bitcoin finding supply zone into the US session after that initial chop. What we're talking about there, okay, so this stuff, all of this. Open interest was going a little bit crazy, as we can see on this lower band here yesterday at the start of the US session. Absolute, you know, I hope no one got chopped up in that. It was absolutely horrible. If you were bidding these lows, it was actually quite valid because there was some bid coming in, especially from Binance, into those lows. For me personally, it just wasn't enough. Okay, it wasn't enough. I wanted a bit lower or a bit higher. Ideally, yesterday, I'd have liked this 61.5, the weekend SFP, okay? Our friends at Bitstamp doing most of the selling there. It wasn't to be. We just ticked over 60k and we got a BTC Diamond, okay, which you can see in these red dots here. If you're unfamiliar with that, go and check out the TRDR console. BTC Diamond alerts to your Telegram, your Discord, your email, alerts to say you're in a supply zone, you're getting hit, you may want to take a little bit of action here, sir or madam. Okay, so I was happy to hedge a little bit of a short position there, and we rotate back down. We're bouncing today right now, and we'll just review what is going on in the order flow in a second, okay? So yeah, order books a little bit like this yesterday, where there was a little bit of madness. I did avoid all the chop. For me yesterday, it was run it a lot higher and I'll short it back down, or run it a lot lower. I'm not getting involved in this diddle in the middle price action. So here's where we are, right? So what we're going to do is you're just going to jump into TradingView and have a look at a few classic levels on a few of the assets. And then we're going to jump into the order flow as always, because that is the most important thing. Forget your crystal balls and let's jump into some data. But yeah, first of all, nice to see Dixie coming down a little bit here. You could say this is in a massive high time frame range, but yeah, Dixie pulling down a bit. From the other week when everything sold off, it was a case of everything sold off, didn't it? You know, I think gold held up pretty well, but Dixie sold off. Nasdaq E-mini and S&P E-mini futures sold off. Nice to see S&P actually just holding its trend a little bit here. Oh yeah, if you are into stonks, the old stonk market, just one to watch this week. I wasn't going to mention this actually, but it's open, I didn't realise. Alibaba, really nice chart from them on the daily and the weekly. And they've got earnings out this week, so any lows ran, that's what I'm looking for, okay? I'm not a breakout trader. Percentage on breakout trades is not very good, to be honest. I would look for a cheeky run of some lows, especially if there's some volatility this week. Yeah, I want to keep an eye on. All right, I didn't realise I had that open, actually. Right, let's look at Big Boy. Top-down analysis, weekly, daily, 4 hour, and beyond. Right, absolute decimation this, wasn't it? Well below the weekly 21 there, which is coming in. I'm just going to call that 61k, okay? Big boys and OGs, like the legend at the TRDR console, DK has mentioned in the socials, that's going to be a key level now, okay? That is going to be a key level. I agree. OGs and bigger boys and girls are going to be looking to take that level and hold it for further risk on and rotations up. My demand zone has dropped now. You're now looking at this 54k area, okay? If you just remember that 54k area from this larger range golden pocket, all right? But yeah, big wicks. So nice to see big wicks. Do we need to come and fill some of this wick space? Let's have a look. Daily chart, fat order block there, filled from right back here actually on the 6th of July. We've come and wicked right down. As we were wicking down, liquidity in the order books got absolutely nuked. Open interest got absolutely nuked, and here we are. You're just at some little obvious resistance here, okay? So not much to say from the daily chart. I've still got this fixed range pull on here. The higher time frame point of control is still up there at 67k. Not a lot to say here. The only thing I would say right here, right now is short higher, like I said yesterday in the tweet and then on the Discord, short higher, bid lower. You're really in a little bit of a chop zone at the minute, so caution needed. And you can see that on the 4 hour here as well. Are we starting to form a range? If you're unfamiliar with the fixed range, what I start to do now is from these violent drops and then bounces, pull a fixed range, point of control again, 54.8/55k. Do we rotate down, fill some of this wick space a bit lower? If we do, great, that's where I want to bid. Do we come back up here and maybe go and take some of this swing failure pattern from the weekend? That's where I'd hedge new shorts. Right here, right now, not really doing a lot, to be honest. Hourly, time frame, lot going on really. You've got a daily naked point of control up there, just near that swing failure pattern at 61.1. You've got a daily naked point of control right down here, just below the weekly open, and you've got a couple of order blocks. Yep, I have to say I'm in favour of another rotation down, especially as I'm not seeing a great deal of demand right here, right now, okay? I think volume's been lacking the last few days, especially over the weekend. It was a very low volume weekend. So yeah, a few things to consider, but right here, right now, the main things you need to look for is the data in the order flow. So we'll go and have a look at that in a second. Vitalik's coin, I don't know why I said that with that accent, but yeah, little bit of a bear flag going on. Just hit this middle channel and rotate it down. Have to say, I mentioned in the private Discord in the academy section, I mentioned that I wanted to hedge a bit of a short here as well, so got involved in a little bit of ETH, a little bit of BTC short there as well. Did actually short some SU yesterday as well, despite the positive funding. If you want to know more about that, you'll have to join the academy. But yeah, chart looked like absolute super extended. And now, as we are short, 9% up and funding has turned positive. So nice to see. Thank you very much, all the dirty shillers that were shilling the SU on the timelines yesterday. I'm looking at you, Raul Paul. So yeah, one to be wary of ETH. Now, it does actually say that ETH BTC chart is getting quite a lot of bid right now. So that could be good for the future. Does it mean we can't get another rotation lower? No. And I'd look to bid it. All right. Sol still looks good. Higher time frame. I do have to say I'm going to have to go to a daily, but posted this again for the guys in the Discord. We've totally broke this funnel. Do you pull this down now? I'm not sure. It's looking a little bit dubious, isn't it? But yeah, mentioned to the guys in the private Discord section of the academy members yesterday, I said, look, main alt I'm watching now is Sol, okay? Basically, I think it's still looking good. It's still one of the best charts out there. It's in this higher time frame range. You've got the value area lows right down to that 127, 130 region. Again, the open interest absolutely nuked, okay? So yeah, you've got the order blocks down here, 140 to 135 defending price. If we take another sweep down, happy to bid that down there. If we do go down there, you're just going to build some bullish volume divergences, you know. So classic TA from the wick to the up. If you come down here, don't have any fear. Look for some demand. Look for some demand in the order flow, and away we go. All right. So yeah, I think Sol's still looking okay, but yeah, BTC main one I'm concentrating on at the minute. Just down to the hourly chart. Do we rotate down? Get some more bid. I do want to see a little bit more bid. Do we rise up again cheekily on lackluster volume and then get another rotation? I think I'd still be happy to hedge another short up here, to be honest, if the order flow was in confluence. All right, guys. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go jump into some of the best data in the market with the TRDR console. Right, here we go, guys. Welcome back into the TRDR Trader Console. Best data in the market. If you're unfamiliar with what this platform is, go and grab a link from below. Join us in the Telegram and Discord socials. Give them a follow on Twitter as well. If you've really been struggling, some free stuff in here. Okay, risk reward by Karen Carl. DK's order book overlay. So that's the first thing you should be looking at. DK's order book overlay. Okay, to complement that, produce these myself, some OBD, the basics of the console, Liquidity King and Volume King, and then the OG Bennett Stein. You've got his old school videos there as well. Okay, if you've really been struggling and you need some more in-depth education and help along the way, go and jump into this academy course here. Okay, so, produced by myself and the guys, some really good edge in there as well, and I say access to the private Discord where you can get some more trade setups and one-on-one help. Right then, let's go check some data. So let's concentrate on Bitcoin for a second. So we'd come down yesterday. Okay, we have hit some good demand. All right, we've hit some good demand, but is it enough? Is it enough? I'm not sure yet. You know, our weekly opens right back here, and we're just holding this level at the minute. Aggregated depth, I don't know if I'm quite convinced yet. The most aggregated depth we got yesterday was 300 million. All right, that's why I'm quite happy. This was our SFP here over the weekend. I'm still quite happy to hedge some short positions. And why do we mention 55k for the lower band? Well, it's just where our biggest order block is there, okay, on the biggest exchange, Binance, okay. Coinbase Pro are still doing some selling up here, right? Biggest order block, 55k. So we still could rise up here. If we do, I'd be looking for any more supply hits, especially near this swing failure pattern here, like mentioned. But if we rise up further on lackluster bid, again, you know, your top band 65k, and that's it really. Hedge the short here, happy to do so because we hit supply. If we get stopped out, it's absolutely fine. We'll look again. So then really, you know, do we take the SFP and get some more supply here? If not, don't just jump in short, you know. Ride your longs if you've got your longs from a lot lower, especially from last week. So next areas really, yeah, 65 or 55, and I know that's a massive range, but that's just how it is on Bitcoin. After such a volatile move last week, you're gonna have these wider ranges in price action. So let's just have a look at what everyone else is doing, okay? Something of note, TUSD, I don't think they're doing much volume, but they're selling into this now. You've got no real demand at all. Just look at the ratios here. From Binance, Bitfinex are not really doing a lot. Bitstamp have been really market maker in here. Something of note is that they were giving most supply on that SFP at the weekend. A couple of the other exchanges, yeah, offers coming down from friends at Kraken here, offers coming down, and then they're looking at lower 57s. Kraken USDT really prepared a lot lower. I'm not sure if they're going to get that on one go. I do like the 55/54 area myself, to be honest. Okay, so yeah, Qcoin defending this area at 57 a little bit. Something of note as well is that the derivatives perps, Binance USDT, one of the biggest markets in the order books we have, really sold into this yesterday. Okay, so they were part of the BTC Diamond confluence of perps and spot markets, and they really wanted to defend price back here. Okay, and something I did just want to mention, obviously I was away last week, but I saw a lot of chatter. About this here. A lot of the order flow noobs getting involved, aren't they, who used to be classic TA guys. It's nice that everyone's learning. I don't think there's any alpha decay. The more people that learn, the better. It just makes for a nice productive market. But a lot of chatter about this. One thing I will say is it served a purpose. Whatever entity this was, okay, just capping price here, it served a purpose. They did their job for yeah, 24, just over 24 hours or so. Okay, so whatever you think of this, it did a job. And then as soon as you see these offers lifted, yeah, caution needed, you know, caution needed. And we did rise up over the weekend, 2 weeks over the weekend, and then we moved down. It's just unfortunate. That was a 10 a.m. Sunday morning, you cheeky bar stewards. I missed that one. So yeah, rotating back down now, perps market capping price right here at 61k, and it has to be said that there's light offers from them. Even if you're not looking at the overlays on here, always just keep an eye on this, all right? Across exchanges, nearest demand zone 5 to 10% away. Where does that take you? Right down here, okay? So it's not to be said that we can't rise up here, but there's just no one stepping in dynamically to push price right here, right now. And that, you know, more often than not can be seen in European sessions. Maybe just wait for the US session in a few hours and we'll see what we get. Right, let's just go and have a look at ETH, because ETH order flow is getting a little bit better. It's been lackluster the past couple of weeks. It performed quite well yesterday, to be honest. Yeah, you could have, if you were short, and if you could have got stopped out. But what the nice thing is to do is, especially here, generally what we say is, say you get an ETH or a BTC Diamond, really where your stop wants to be is 2.5% above there. That is your risk. BTC Diamond, I'm just on the ETH chart, but BTC Diamond was around here. You really want your stop 2.5 to 5% away. Even when ETH pushed up yesterday, you still want to got stopped out and you're rotating down now, okay? So it was nice to see those perps walls on ETH. They were capping price as well. Nice to see that, okay? So yeah, ETH, nothing immediate, to be honest, nothing immediate. ETH USD spot chart absolutely empty. Now, the BTC has been getting some bid. So I'm going to be watching that over the next 24-48 hours. If we get a drop down and ETH BTC continues to be bid, BTC could drop, you know, a few percent. ETH is going to probably drop a little bit less. Not always, but yeah, it could do. Okay, so like mentioned in the private Discord, main one for me watching, especially if you're a meme coin degenerate, is Sol. Sol's had some good bid here. 140 level is being good. I think it can still test down here. You can see the bounces have been a little bit lackluster with ETH and BTC getting sold into also. Okay, but yes, Sol, watching for Sol, and even if it drops a little bit lower, even if there's a little bit more devastation across the market, I'm happy to go risk on with Sol. Soy, I called it Soy again, didn't I? Soy boy Sol a little bit lower. Perps have been a bit aggravated here and they really don't want to get involved just yet. I would watch spot. As always with altcoins, especially on your low liquidity ones, really, always watch the spot bid and the big top levels, okay? You want these big top levels to get defended or get filled. All right, guys. So, yeah. One thing, a positive I do want to bring in for Bitcoin, if anyone is actually doomsdaying, is the liquidity chart. Okay, so I'm just going to click to a 4-hour liquidity chart. Okay, so when we were on the live session last week, we were right down here, basically in this kind of 50k zone. We'd already bounced from that 49k zone, and what we're saying to the guys is basically, right, look at this. This is very, very risk on. You have to be cautious and good with your execution, but this is very risk on. Okay, so if you're unfamiliar with this chart, this is a liquidity king template. Go check out the video. I have just updated this one and I've shared it in all the socials, so the Telegram and Discord template sharing socials, because what I've done is I've put a bottom parameter down here, okay, and a top parameter up here. What we say is you want to risk off at the top and risk on at the lows. Okay, so this is your perps market here. Order book depth fabrication, absolutely nuked, the market's nuked, spot market's nuked, open interest, all those contracts absolutely wiped out the order books. What do we say when that happens? It's very easy to then float price up on low volume. Okay, so what I just want to point out is, and I do like this on a 4-hour and a daily, but 4-hour is just enough right here, right now, okay, is that the liquidity, the order books are still nuked. Okay, there's still a lot of fear in the market, I would say. You know, this is not an area, although I like to hedge a short position up here, I wouldn't say this is a zone to get very, very aggressive, you know, aggressive. I'm looking for a dip maybe. I'm looking to fill some wick space down here. That'd be really, really nice because it just gives the best risk reward, okay? Hedge shorts at the top. Really, really nice if we can get a good risk reward long exposure again, while liquidity in the order books looks like this. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely been nuked. So just something to bear in mind. Higher time frame, if you rotate down again, I would have no fear at all, to be honest. Okay, look for demand, okay, in confluence with the order blocks, in confluence with the top levels. If you get some bullish volume divergences as well, more's the better, okay? But liquidity chart, higher time frame is risk on. All right, I think we're in for a good Q3, Q4. So with that being said, after absolute decimation, I hope no one got too chopped up in the last week or so. If you did, join us on the socials, because the guys have been having some really good calls in there. If you've been really struggling a lot, join us in the academy. Okay, there's a lot of guidance going on in there, and I'm sure you can gain a little bit more edge in your daily trading or investing from the academy course. All right, guys, live in the Discord a little bit later on, hour or so after the US session, just so we can get a few more guys involved, and then we'll do a YouTube session on Thursday. Have a great day, everyone. Cheers.
I bet your margins are pretty nice and fat.
Let's not talk about my margins, by the way. Being nice and fat, that's a nice shirt. Do they make it for men?